Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. Today I have two races for you from recent daily races in GT Sport. First up, I was at Suzuka and I actually qualified in 10th, so pretty much towards the back, but we can see how we'll do. So I know the replay doesn't show the auto drive, but as we come around this first corner, you can see I didn't really pay much attention and I nearly hit the cones on before we even started the race. Now first corner in, I'm just smacking the brakes just a little bit just before the 50-meter ball so I can go around, hitting the shifter down as we move around the second corner and back onto the power to move on through. Now we have actually moved up into 9th, but I'm not quite sure. I'm assuming somebody went off and fell back. I'm just trying to stay on this Megan's tail. Trying to catch up where we can. We can see the Ferrari ahead just moving off. Managed to dodge him as he comes back onto the track. Moving down the main straight, and we actually take the dodge on our left, moving into 6th place, trying to stay with our friend in the bad boys Megan ahead of us. Getting quite close around the corners, just so we can stay in the tow. Move into the S's once again. Just give him a little bump. Now I actually say it's a little bit wide, allowing the driver behind to bump us, but we managed to actually sort of guide us around the corner a little bit, and we managed to stick and hold it into our 1st position place. Moving into the 3rd lap now, we're still just sitting in the toe of the driver, but we're now going to try and go around him. And we managed to make it round, but being distracted by what happened ahead, we take the corner wide and he managed to bump on through. And you can see just on the TV cam just how chaotic this pack still is. Darting around everywhere, trying to find a space. That's got to be the worst time to respawn as our pack just comes on through with the TT ahead of us. We managed to just get on through. He moves behind us. I managed to move up to 4th place, and just everyone just trying to get in the tow. First corner actually 3 wide, and the bad boy Megan actually takes it wide and spins out, unfortunately falling back a few more places, and this leaves me in 2nd. Moving out into the final corner, I actually do go wide a little bit and touch the grass, but thankfully the driver behind me gets a penalty and we just enter the penalty zone, and that allows me to keep my speed up and hold on to my 2nd place moving into the 5th lap. Now you can see I start to cut the corner there a little bit, and this is because I am starting to panic, because I realised this is probably the best position I'm going to get in this race. I've not seen the person in front. With about a lap and a half to go, you can actually see the BMW have still managed to catch up. The pack is closing in, but thankfully for now I'm managing to keep them behind me. Coming out of the final corner, it looks like the pack's had a little bit of infighting. It's caused me to pull ahead, thankfully. Now coming through the final corner, at this point I'm pretty sure I've got the second place in the bag and over the line, and I am managed to finish in second. I'm very happy with that. Actually moving up from 10th, it's quite a good climb of positions. Next up, we are at Autopolis International on the shortcut course, and I was able to qualify in 3rd place on the grid in the Renault Megane. Everyone just waiting on the grid for the lights to go out. And we are off. A little bit of wheel spin from myself, but nothing that we managed to not carry on. I do manage to make a little bit of contact with the driver next to me, who almost spins in front of us, and everyone goes into the first corner in a little bit of a cluster. A few drivers are ghosted. This actually moves us back a place, but we managed to pull back into 3rd going down the straight, at least for a few feet, until we ultimately move back to 5th. I'm not sure what's going on with the driver behind, but he's having a bit of a bad day at that corner, moving himself back into 11th. Moving up to the final complex of corners of the lap, I try and take the driver on the outside ahead of me, manage to pass him, moving on round through the hairpin as we move over to the driver camera, heading into the 2nd lap. You can see the driver in 2nd swerving, trying to make sure no one can get into his toe. As I try and move up the middle, this actually causes us to be very close to the driver ahead, but we managed to overtake him on the outside of that corner, moving us into 3rd place. Now coming out of this next corner, you're actually going to see I get a bump from the driver behind, which causes me to go wide. Thankfully, not as wide as they end up going. I managed to stay on the track. Does put me in 4th. Now coming out of the hairpin, I actually take the German driver on the inside, but he's not too happy about that, trying to push me off the edge, which actually causes me to spin up. I managed to catch it. With the time loss from that, though, I actually ended up in 5th place. Now, thank you to the driver in front for leaving the door wide open. I will take your position, thank you. Getting very close through this final set of corners. The driver ahead does manage to pull away a little bit, and he then starts to drive very defensively, going all the way over on the inside, not allowing me to get into the toe. But he does then swing back over to take the corner. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but the drivers in first and second went off, and that's allowed us to move on up to first and second. Now I see that the driver ahead of me has just caught a penalty. Now all I'm thinking here is that's great for me. I don't need to overtake him now, all I got to do is stay close. So for the rest of this lap I just want to sit in his toe and just keep it nice and clean. Now as the driver ahead of us starts to serve his penalty, he does get ghosted, so I naturally just drive straight through him and keep my foot firmly to the ground. Now heading into the 5th lap, I actually find myself leading this race. So all I'm trying to do now is just hit every corner as well as I can, trying to keep as much speed going through them. A relatively clean lap, so at this point I realise that this is very much my race to lose. I've just got to put in one more final clean lap. Now the good news is that I've definitely pulled a lead ahead at this point, so everyone's busy fighting for second and third, and I'm just being able to pull away nicely. Still just pulling that gap away, managing to stay ahead coming through the final hairpin. And I finally managed to cross the line to take the win. And I was very, very happy with that. Yes, I started on the podium, but I managed to win. And as you can see, that was only my 4th win. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, maybe a comment, and I will see you in the next one.